So my last Z Fold 8 video did numbers, and something interesting happened in the comments. I started to realize that half of you weren't even foldable people at all. You've never touched one, you've never considered one, and some of you guys were asking the most basic questions imaginable. Things like, how do you make a phone call on this thing? Does it break when you fold it backwards? And things like, can you feel the crease? And honestly, these are not dumb questions. Nobody ever answers them because every foldable video just assumes you already know this stuff. So today, no assumptions. This is the Z Fold 8 for complete beginners. 20 questions answered fast. Let's go. And once again, this is not a sponsored video. Samsung has no idea I'm making this. And every question here came from real comments or DMs. Timestamps are below so you guys can jump around whenever you want. All right. So question number 1, how do phone calls even work on this thing? Well, it works exactly like a normal phone. Calls ring on the cover screen, you answer on the cover screen, you hold it to your ear like any other phone. Remember, folded up, this is just a regular phone. A slightly thick, very wide regular phone. You never have to open it to take a phone call. Question number 2, can I talk on it unfolded? And what happens if I close it mid-call? Yes, you can take calls unfolded, it just looks a little bit ridiculous. It's like talking into a small pizza box. Speakerphone is the move there. And if you close the phone during a call, by default the call continues on the cover screen. It does not hang up. There is a setting where closing it does end the call if you want that old flip phone feel. But out of the box, closing the phone just moves the call, it doesn't kill it. Question number 3, what's the typing experience like? On the cover screen, it's phenomenal. I said this in my first video, and I'll say it again. This wide cover screen is the best typing experience I've ever had on any phone. I'm talking like full emails, full paragraphs, top speed. On the inner screen, here's a beginner tip that nobody really finds on their own. Split keyboard. The keyboard physically breaks in half. No, I'm just kidding. But the keyboard does break in half, one half under each thumb, and you type like you're holding a gaming controller. You can turn it on in the keyboard settings. It takes a day to get used to, and then you never want to go back. Question number 4. What happens to my apps when I open the phone? Now, this is the magic of One UI. You open Google Maps on the cover screen, mid-navigation, you unfold the phone. The map just gets bigger. Same spot, same route, 0 interruptions. It's called app continuity, and it works well with basically every app. Now, the first time you see it, it genuinely feels like the future. This is the demo that I show everyone who picks up this phone. Question number 5. Do normal apps look weird on the squarish size screen? To be honest, mostly no. The big ones, YouTube, Chrome, Gmail, Netflix, they're all optimized and they look great. Instagram and some banking apps run in a slightly narrower column or letterbox themselves. And honestly, you stop noticing that within a day. And for any stubborn apps, Samsung has a setting called Labs, where you can force any app to any aspect ratio. So beginner takeaway, it's really a non-issue in 2026. Part 2. Question number 6. How do I take selfies with the good cameras? Okay, so this is the single biggest beginner unlock on any foldable, so listen up. Now, we all know that every phone has weak selfie cameras and great rear cameras. On the Fold 8, you can take selfies with the main rear cameras, using the cover screen as your mirror. Open the app, tap the cover screen preview button, flip the phone around, boom. These are going to be the best selfies you've ever taken, period. Because you're using the flagship main camera sensors on your face instead of the tiny punch hole camera. Question number 7. Can I use it half folded, like a little laptop that stands on its own? Here's one that surprises people, including former foldable owners. No. The Fold 8's hinge is either closed or open. It doesn't hold itself really well at an angle. Older Samsung foldables and the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold Ultra have a feature called Flex Mode, where the phone propped itself up halfway like its own tripod for hands-free photos and videos. That's now technically gone. The hinge is so thin and light that holding a mid-fold position didn't survive the redesign. So for group shots, time lapses, or hands-free video calls, you'll want a small stand or something to lean against. Honestly, it's one of the very few real trade-offs of how impossibly thin this phone is. And if Flex Mode was a part of your daily routine on an older Fold, you should know that before you buy this. Question number 8. What's dual preview? Now here's a little bonus one. When you're taking someone's photo with the main cameras, you can turn on dual preview, and the cover screen shows them exactly what the shot looks like. So the person you're taking a photo of, they can fix their hair, adjust their pose, whatever they want in real time. People love this feature when they first see this. Question number 9. How do I actually do split screen? The easiest way is to open your first app, swipe up from the bottom edge, and hold to reveal the taskbar. Then drag a second app to the left or the right side of the screen. It snaps in place, 2 apps side by side. Now you can drag the divider to resize the app. That's it. YouTube on one side, Chrome on the other. This is the true beauty of foldables. Question number 10. Can I really run 3 apps? And what are app pairs? So yes, you can run 3 apps in a side-by-side layout. And on this wide screen, it's actually usable and not a gimmick. And once you find a combo you love, like say Chrome, YouTube, and WhatsApp, you can save it as an app pair. One tap on one icon, and all 3 apps launch together in your saved layout. If you only steal one power user habit from this video, make it app pairs. It's honestly amazing. Question number 11. What are pop-up windows and drag and drop? So in One UI 9, you can also float an app in a small resizable window on top of everything, like on a desktop. Calculator floating over a spreadsheet, chat floating over a video, and between split apps, you can drag content directly. You can hold a photo in your gallery, drag it, and drop it straight into your email. No copy, no paste, no switching apps. This is the stuff that makes the big screen feel like a real computer. Question number 12. How's emulator gaming? I keep hearing that this is the emulator phone, and you've heard right. Here's the beautiful accident. Retro games were made for 4x3 screens. Old TVs were made for 4x3 screens. This is 4x3. So while modern video gets black bars on this display, and I made a whole video about that, retro games fill the screen edge to edge perfectly, like they were designed for this phone. GameCube, PS2, SNES, all of it look incredible. And the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chews through the emulation without breaking a sweat. So if you're into emulation, this might genuinely be the best phone on earth for it. Question number 13. Can I connect a controller? Yep. Any Bluetooth controller, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever it may be, they all pair in seconds. You just prop the phone on a stand, connect a controller, and you get a legit portable console. Cloud gaming also works through Xbox Game Pass or GeForce Now. Now for the anxiety questions. What happens if I fold this thing the wrong way? You won't, because you can't. The hinge physically stops flat. It does not bend backwards, and it takes some real deliberate force to threaten it. Folding it the wrong way isn't something you do by accident. This is something you have to try to do. Open it, close it, just stop worrying. Question number 15. The crease. Can you see it? Can you feel it? The honest answer is yes and yes. And also, you should stop caring. You can feel it when you run your finger across the middle. You can also see it at certain angles with the screen turned off or a white background. And after about 48 hours, your brain completely filters it out. Every single foldable owner will tell you the exact same thing. 5 days in, and I have to actively look for it. Question number 16. Can I put a screen protector on it? On the cover screen, yes, you can put anything you want. On the inner screen, no, I would just leave it alone. It ships with a factory installed protective layer, and that is not yours to peel. It looks like a screen protector, but it's not a screen protector. Do not pick at the edges. If it even needs replacing, Samsung will do it for you. This is the one rule of foldable ownership. Say it with me, do not peel the inner screen. Question number 17. Is it durable and can it get wet? It does have a proper water resistance rating, so rain splashes, an accidental drop in the sink, and you're fine. Dust and sand though are the bigger enemy for any foldable, so maybe don't bury it at the beach. The hinge though is rated for thousands and thousands of folds, which at normal usage is many, many years. Treat it like you would any flagship, not like a golden egg. Question number 18. Do I need a case and does it fit in my pocket? I would get a case mostly for the corners, same as any $2,000 phone. And pockets are actually where this shape went. It's shorter than a normal flagship, so it sits lower and deeper into your pockets instead of poking out of the top. It's also a bit wider and thicker, but at 201 grams, you feel it less than you'd expect. Question number 19. What's the best thing you can do on the big screen? For me, it's reading comics, manga, ebooks, articles, rotated to portrait, and it's basically a paperback with a backlight. This is my favorite mode on the entire phone, and it's the thing that no spec sheet can really capture. Question number 20. How is the battery if I use the big screen all day long? Now, I'm getting nearly a full day with the normal mixed usage. If you abuse the inner screen with games and videos for hours, you'll want to top up by the evening, same as any flagship you push hard. Surprisingly, the 4800 mAh cell holds up better than the thinness would suggest. And of course, a bonus question, should you buy it? If you mostly text and scroll, a regular flagship is still the sensible buy. But if you read, you watch, you game, you multitask, if your phone is your main computer, this is the most versatile device I have ever used. And it is the first foldable I would recommend to just regular people, not just tech nerds like me. That is my honest answer. So yeah, those were 20 questions. If I missed yours, drop it in the comments and I answered it there. or I might make a part 2 depending on the comments. My 72-hour review and the aspect ratio deep dive are on the screen and linked below if you guys want to go a bit deeper. Make sure you guys do subscribe for my 1 week review. I got a lot of interesting things to say about this phone. And of course, if you guys made it to the end of this video, drop a dolphin emoji down in the comments below. I would love to know who my true supporters are. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys all in the next one, and don't forget to flex with your tech.